Yeah. Sit back here, man. Sit back here, man. Like you. I can boost it, don't worry. I'll do a post-production.
My knees are hurting.
Still working on flower bed.
I gotta finish up.
I'll put the cat rug up. I'm trying to record. I'm a working man.
How you doing?
I
I
can't
had to peek in today just to make sure James was working.
I can't afford ostrich skin boots.
Oh, yeah.
Big money there, boy.
They're nice, ain't they?
Yeah, they are. Shoot. And you can tell a working man. Working man, he'd have water stains on his.
I had to
Sweating in the
brush
boots.
elbows with it, you know what I'm saying? The rest of the
Yeah, well,
business,
You know that ain't done no work, them big.
Well, them boots ain't done no work.
I tried. I tried to get him out the grease. That's what I had. Real fast.
About the only thing you can do at that point there is clean them the best you can and darken them up some more.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but then after you start that, then you reach a point where you're like, you tromp through mud and everything else.
I had a friend of mine, he's got a pair that's 25 years old, and he's finally got some water stains. I was like, what on earth can I do about them? I said, dude, there ain't nothing you can do. They gotta dry out when the water's on the stain.
Kim, if you'll give us a roll call.
Okay. Bobby Dyer.
Here.
Webb Evans. Rob Pound.
Here.
Rick Odom.
Here.
Jeremy Washburn.
Here.
Cole Wood. Philip Wood.
Here. We do have a quorum. We'll continue. The third item on the agenda is approval of minutes of the August 7th meeting. Quite some time ago. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Got a motion by Philip. Second by Rick. Roll call, please, Kim.
Okay. Bobby Dyer.
Yes.
Do I call him? Rob Helms.
Yes.
Rick Odom.
Yes.
Jeremy Washburn.
Yes.
Philip Wood.
Yes. Next item on the agenda will be discuss approve the site development grant from Tennessee Economic Development. Cassie has given us a copy of the grant in our packet.
Just $5 million for the safety.
Yes, I was reached out by Cody in February, and he just said, hey, we got this $5 million grant. And I asked him, I said, is there a match? He goes, no. And, that was on February 17th, I was out of town, I was in Maine. He said, well, we have to have this contract signed by you by the 18th. He said, they're moving real quick on it. So we made it right for him to fax it, and I could get my signature back to him on the signed page. So that was on the 17th of February. Not until I got the full packet and the grant did I see it was a 50% match.
There is 50%.
Yes.
Rob, if you look at attachment B, it is, go past page 12, and then you have attachment A and attachment B.
Right.
That gives you the breakdown
Right.
And you guys can see exactly what he's talking about.
I would have some input from the mayor before we approve it.
That's what I was gonna kind of ask, if we talk to the mayors,
Yeah, I think this deserves to be discussed by them. This is a huge hit for a budget. That's how that much money. We've always worked with the mayor. And we've never been independent. We work along with City Hall.
That appears to be a large contingency number in this contract. And if everything fully funds, it looks like it's about a 33% grant match. But that's if all those contingency expenses in there are fully funded. So it does back into about 50% if not. And that's a big contingency number. So if it drops, does this drop pro rata? So we're only in the third, or are we in the 50%? Not accounting for that contingency number.
Kathy may know that.
As I'm aware of, with most grants, and Justin wasn't here, but with most grants, it's according to what you expend. So it's pretty much 33% of what you expend. So if you expend less or if you expend more, it will eat more or less of your budget.
Is Mayor not going to be here today?
I believe not. I believe he stated that he will not be here today, after all.
I talked to him about it, and that's the same, my understanding of it, it's prorated at 1/3 share. Like I said, so if you spend up, for instance, $100,000 on engineering fees, you're responsible for $33,000 of it.
That's correct. Now, the thing to keep in mind is it's either a 4 or 5 year. So what Southwest Tennessee Development said in that meeting that Mr. Dyer and were in with us is that don't expend anything if you're thinking about not taking it. That's their first suggestion. Second suggestion is if we do decide not to take it, we need to let them know as soon as possible. The mayor's perspective is it's definitely not going to be a 27 project. If you all even deciding to move forward, he's looking 28.
So we can rescind.
We can resend,
this year,
yes.
reapply for the same type of grant. in 2028.
Yes, we can always reapply for any grants, but yes, we don't have to take it even though we already have the approved contract. We just don't expend money before we make that choice.
I said, this has gotten up until 2031, if I'm not mistaken, is on there, so it's 5 years that you can use to budget out the money.
I guess that was my question, it's not all one calendar year.
No, it is not.
It may spread out over 5.
It'd be my concern if we cancel the contract now, just because one budget year, we wouldn't have a chance, we might not have a chance.
So that's only about, yeah, that's my concern if we turn it down is no guarantees we'll get another opportunity of getting this. I'm sure this was state budget year.
I think Bobby had a good idea of getting the mayor's input
Yeah.
before we take action on
I
this.
don't know what his plans may
Right.
be.
I will say, if you partially fund it, like I said, and do a little bit, and then decide to rescind it, you will skew your chances of eligibility going forward. So it's better to rescind it, and like I said, not put any money towards it, than it is to, like I said, put some money towards it, and then decide later on to rescind it, because you will kill your eligibility chances going forward. Just throwing that out there.
That's just, I mean, I agree with Bob, we have to get other input running at this point in time, it's not really our funds we're putting out there, it's,
Yeah, I'd rather talk to the mayor today.
see what his, yeah.
He may have something else in mind.
It's a substantial number.
You said everybody thought we need to table this until the next meeting. Got a motion by Bobby to table this agenda item until our next ID board meeting. Go ahead, second. That's second, Jeremy. Roll call, please. Kim?
Bobby Dyer,
Yes.
Rob Helms,
Yes.
Rick Odom,
Yes.
Jeremy Washburn,
Yes.
Philip Wood.
Yes.
Motion passed. Thank you, everybody. Item 5, discuss approved marketing for the ID board website. Now, I'll let Kathy address this, but this is something I didn't know about.
This came across, or up to my attention when I was going through some of Cody's emails. They had reached out wanting to do a webinar to show what the webinar looks like. And speaking to them, we're already in a contract with them. They're about 95% complete. It's a very basic website. It's 2 or 3 pages. Basically, what I saw was just showing our location, showing some of the buildings that we have, and just publicizing that we have an IDB and we have a industrial park. But with that said, Rob read the contract that we have in here, and to cancel it will cost you just as much, if not more, than just to go ahead and pay out the $8,000. You guys have already paid $3,500 on it, so we owe them, or how much did they pay? Sorry. You paid $3,200, so $4,800 is still due, and there is the mayor. So $4,800 is still due on it, but if I'm correct, Rob, is that what your perception was? Was that with,
And it's in here for everybody to look at.
yeah, with the cancellation penalties that they had in there? Once again, no, we were not aware of it. The mayor was not aware of it. It was stumbled upon, but the project is almost complete, and you'd be out of the money one way or the other. One of the things Rob and I have talked about, though, is I told them, the marketing play that's doing this, I told them that I will call them back after y'all's meeting. And one of the things we talked about is see if they cannot link this to the City of Lexington website, because that's what our question is. Why do we do this? We already have a website. Why don't we just add to it? So we're going to check on that and see if they could go ahead and link it. But you will have a website out there moving forward.
So technically, we still need to approve that.
Technically, yes. Just keep in mind, you're either going to approve it or deny it. But if you deny it, we're still going to be out of the money.
Do we know what the administrative cost of operating it would be going forward compared to what kind of value you think we would get out of it?
From what I could tell, I don't even think they had that
I
in.
didn't see a hosting fee.
Yeah, I think they just build it and it's,
Right.
it's how I understood it.
The IDB is solely responsible for assuring all materials. Yeah, they really don't have anything in there that says that. I will look into that and have an answer for you all for your next board meeting as far as what you might have to look forward. Then we might have to make other decisions about, yeah, we're going to keep it for the year or whatever duration, but we're not going to renew if they're going to try to charge you all a maintenance fee or something. But once again, for the development of the website itself, either or, you're going to be out of the same amount of money.
So what's the will of the board on this? Do we want to approve it? Get our money out of it that we can, even though we're gonna lose it if we don't? I think Kathy has a great idea of linking it to our existing page. That way, it's about to work.
I mean, we're in, so if we cancel it, we still gotta pay for it.
Right.
So,
At this point, I guess we could try, go ahead and finalize it. If we get good value out of it, we can maintain it. If not, we can go ahead and end the sod.
Kathy, have you looked into who this marketing company is?
I have not. I have not.
I heard on Jackson.
Yeah, I
know
think, to me,
we're out of
that,
Jackson, they do this for Jackson, I just have to work on it. I know the guys that run it and build it, they don't even build us the website. They do most of the marketing, online presence for your businesses in the Jackson area.
okay.
I mean, I guess, if we're in, we're in. I mean, money's spent. Right. Back now, we spend the money with nothing, and like I said, if it's, he gives a website, we don't see value in it, then we cancel it, so.
I'm like you, Philip, but I also think we need to put in the motion that we're not agreeing to this type of
ongoing posting or maintenance fee.
Yeah, that's.
Even though it may not be directly in the initial contract. Yeah, whatever the contract is, truly him just building it, and then he gives us access to it to update, to make sure all the pictures and information on there is correct. It's anything by hosting.
You will make that in the form of a motion, Bill?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Phil, second by Bobby. Roll call, please, Keith.
Bobby Dyer,
Yes.
Rob Helm,
Yes.
Rick Odle,
Yes.
Jeremy Washburn,
Yes.
Philip Wood,
Yes.
Motion passes. Kathy, thanks for everything you've
No
done.
problem.
Would we like to make a motion to reconsider the table motion we made just a few minutes ago and go back to item number 4? Since the mayor's here,
Yeah, I'm gonna-
you got a motion by Bobby to introduce this, and a second by Jeremy. Roll call, please, Ken.
Bobby Dyer,
Yes.
Rob Helm,
Yes.
Rick Odle,
Yes.
Jeremy Washburn,
Yes.
Philip Wood.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm sorry I'm late, I just actually meeting with Southwest Development. I'm trying to get you. I guess we're talking about that.
We are.
All right, let's see if I can kind of bring you up to date what I really don't know. All right, it's a 5-year contract, I guess y'all understand that. We had a meeting with Southwest Development and also them about how we would do this or what we would do. We're already in on the grant. We either have to make a decision to turn it back to them or move forward with it. All right, I do know this from my little, I dealt with Cody on it and the people with the grant. Fayetteville and Dyersburg have built these 2 buildings, and one took one tag to do it, and the other took another tag. I'm gonna explain what it is. Either you put the money, the $2.5 million up, that's been put up with the IDB board, and the state puts up $2.5 million. It's actually a $7.5 million grant, because we put in 2.5, they put in 5. The other grants you can do is, which Fayetteville took is there's companies out there that will fund this. What they do is, they put up the $2.5 million, but what they do is they charge you interest. So once the money goes into, once you're done, you're making interest payments, so that thing is sold, that's how your money ever gets paid off. Now, the 2 differences between Dyersburg and Fayetteville is Fayetteville has a full-time ID board person that works for the board. Down in Dyersburg, it's similar, but it's partly done by the county and partly by the city, because they're all kind of joined together down there, and they're split up when they go to Fayetteville. So, if you look at these contracts they give you, what they do is, Southwest Development takes a fee out of everything that we do. I don't care what you do, they get a fee, okay? And when we do a development is, we put our money into it, and we give them their fees, we complete these things. What happens is that we get back to zero. We get the building, we get the people here, we give it to them, and we give tax abatement, they move forward. I would like the board to consider, in this project right here, is looking at the avenue to go out and do that, is to see if there's a way, because I told them that in the year 26, 27, we will not do anything. I give us 1 full year to do that I felt like now. When I say we, I'm saying I said, no Lord, I think we wait for 1 full year, and that still gives us 4 years to complete this project. And we still have 27, 28, but then what we'll do is we'll jump in and have a plan on what we're fixing to do. And that's when I like to just like explore, explore. But on the same token, we need to come up with somebody that works directly with the IDB board and is funded with the IDB board that goes out and does this. And that way everybody keeps in the loop. Doing what we've done in the past, it's kind of running parallel but at the same time as we're using city funds that we need to do and take from out of your board, at the same time, the electric system gives you money, the utilities gives you money, the city gives you money, so we have some kind of funding mechanism. But in any future project we do, we need to be able to charge a fee like Southwest does. If we get rid of the building, we tell them whoever we're gonna buy it right up front. Whatever it is, we're gonna charge a fee, and somewhere we can stay in business and operate. So that money goes back into ag legal funds, and it is a fund mechanism we wanna do, just like this, what do you call it? Facebook page, or whatever you gonna call it, but they did, which we y'all was talking about. But it does, you start building some money up, and we have a few pieces of property we could sell that would put a little money back into the ID board and get us what I call a starter money, or get us pushed over the hump, get it going. Give us a year working towards that to get us funded so we could do this and move forward. I mean, I'm telling you this for y'all to take into consideration, because it's y'all's decision what we do or don't do, it's not mine. I'm sure y'all understand it. I'm just recommending things that I'd like for y'all to consider going forward on this project.
Mayor, before you came in, it was Bobby, and we voted that we need to get your input on this.
Okay.
And because it's your direction for the next 4 years. And we don't want to commit to something that
Bobby, this may be more your expertise. Are we seeing more industries looking for buildings ready to move in, or are they wanting to come in and build their own buildings? I mean, what's the...
We haven't had any opportunity to deal with it anyway. The mayor may have, but I haven't been involved.
I just know over time, we've had some that come in that, we're looking for ready to go, ready to move in. There were some that, due to what they make, they had to be specifically built, so...
Mixture, some people want to build their own building to their own spec, other people want ready-built buildings. So it just depends on the situation.
We've already had interest in this building.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get into, because I don't want to build it and have to empty for
No.
5 years. And
I'm with you 125%. This building, this should not go forward without a plan.
I don't remember understanding that.
And we need to see Leroy, or NIDEC is already coming in, and they said they would like to have it. I told Bart, it can't be a warehouse. This has to have gainful employment that people like that. Okay, that's right up front, you got that about that. Right now, JMG, the one that took the building across from, the miners, they want to do 50,000 square foot expansion right now, okay? Well, the building right behind them, the Chinese, which y'all have a contract here somewhere, the molded, they've already, they missed that building by 1 day. 1 day. It was sold the day before they started buying, and they called and said it said sold. So what happened is, they're gonna move into it. When they get this done, they do the modifications. That's at top about 65 jobs. But what they're doing is, they're here because they provide a lantern that goes in every radio tower, and it's an automated system. It goes to Laverne, and it goes to Clarksville. So they want to be close at hand if they could supply it. They're also Chinese, they can't be close to so they got restrictions when they're on. They look at 2 places, us, some places in North Carolina. Well, North Carolina's a long way off. And we had a building available, and that's ready to do. Okay? So that's what it is. The people across the road that does the coal, they also want to build, and that's what they want. They don't want to add 50,000 square foot to it. Well, we all know that AutoZone has had the old Garner Automotive building lease. Everybody's jumping up and down trying to buy it. The problem I live is us don't go out lease till 2030. So that kind of, it takes it out of the picture. Supposedly the people in the coal business had some insight with the people from AutoZone. They went and talked to them because, lack of better words, one I used to work with. So they had a insight, they go talk to them. They went and talked to them, still no dice. It's not gonna happen. I got a call this week, and I told them we have a board meeting this week. They'd like to know going forward. I said, well, Unless somebody knows something I don't, that building's still locked up till 2030, that's what it's gonna do. So, if you do, I told them over this morning, I told the Southwest, I said, the sad thing about this deal is it should have been building 250,000 square foot buildings instead of 100. 50,000 square foot buildings are a lot easier to market than 100,000. And when you put this money in, we have the land, we have the property, we could do this, it would've been nice if we did 250, but we're locked into the 100. NEDEC, Leroy, had a very, interest in this building, okay? They like that right now, okay? I told them, okay? So, looking at it from, they would like to have it, but they would like to enter into an agreement with us up front. And the good thing about this is, we can draw it up like they want it, we can build it like they want it, as long as it meets the requirements, and they understand the size of what it can be expanded to. Now, do I know they'll absolutely want to do it? I don't know, but they're really, really interested.
Do we have a job creation clause in this grant, or?
That'd be a,
I was
that'd
gonna
be
say, I'm kind of like you, go to work, I mean, warehouse bring industry in, bring jobs in, they put a warehouse in, that's 3 dudes or 3 people.
If Leroy goes into, close up the
we're
building.
not, we're, whoever uses this building, or whatever it goes into, it will be for gainful employment, and we'll specify what we want. They recommended 250 jobs, okay? Now, we might go 200.
Would they be closing anything on the Natchez Trace Drive?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I didn't want it to just be a transfer.
Now, I was told this, and don't even take this as gospel or nothing, but I was told that they were looking to move some stuff back from Mexico because of the AI. Okay, so that's the deal. So they're in a process right now. Mark told me this week that they have finally found somebody in Avian that's willing to talk to them about leasing part of that building now that they have right now. Up to about a week ago, they wouldn't even talk to them, but we finally found somebody to talk to, and they're kind of in a meaningful negotiations right now. They won't have to put in a couple of robot lines to test them, what they're trying to do. Because they can go through that, cut a hole in the fence and just go back and forth. So they can take product over and test it, take it back, what they like to do. So he's working on that, and he's working hard. And we also have the same conversation about the air conditioning. He really, wants to really get going on this, but there's some engineering and structural stuff that's to be addressed before they can take it on. So, but you kind of know where we are right now. I think that in all honesty, we have a year, and we could vote to go ahead and, let's say, proceed on whatever form y'all would like to do. And I basically told the state that for 26, 27, we was not going to put that in our line of scope of things we was going to do, but we'll be actively working on a plan to proceed after that point.
Well, I guess that was my question with the end date of February 18, 2031. If we accept the grant, do we have until that date to build it? So we don't have to put any funds out until
When you start building, it's gonna be a match of 50-50.
Yes.
But now, there's a caveat to it, to get to a certain point, they'll put in more money. Now, you gotta read that contract, and I had just found the contract the other day and printed it out, first time I'd actually seen it. We finally figured out where it was at, and matter of fact, it's in this right here now, and I have it, I'm looking at it. So, what we need to do is decide some path today, and then let's look at this contract real good, and let me talk to some people, or y'all talk to me, either way, I don't care, somebody talk to them, and tell them what our plan and our intentions are, and then if we see it's not doable, then we turn the money back in, say we quit, we don't drag it out, but if we think it's something we can do, then we tell them what our
So
plan is.
that's my only concern, is I don't want to step away from the grant. If it costs us nothing to hold it, to be there, I'm all for it. I don't necessarily want to put funds forth for, but there again, I don't want to turn it back in and try to get another grant later, if the money's already set aside for us.
There's only,
You might hurt us.
well, there's only been 3 of these grants go out statewide, And the gentleman that come to the meeting the other day said he'd never seen his whole time. This is the first time he's ever seen the state give out $5 million grants. He said,
That's kind of my concern. I don't want us to.
they just don't do it. He said, they want, this is kind of like an experiment, okay? They really want to do this. I mean, it really is. And you go, we went and looked at the building in our word, we went to Fayetteville, they had the slab poured, they were starting to put it up, okay? And these buildings are 30-something foot tall, 32 foot tall. They don't build a typical way, they're interlock panels, so you don't have to, if you want to cut it, so you just go back and modify the frame. Well, if you want to put a door right there, you just saw it out, frame it in, and keep going. You know, it's modern technology is what it is. And and the heat and cooling, because what it is metal panels with styrofoam filled in. It gets the R value when it's put up. You don't worry about somebody getting into the installation or turning holes and things. It's ultra modern. Matter of fact, the Germans right now are building a plant in Spring Hill to manufacture these panels. It's underway right now because it's becoming kind of the way of the future, the way you're going to build metal buildings. So it takes away a lot of having to go back and remodify one. If you want to expand it, you just stop the end wall and start sticking the panels on and keep going. That's all you do. And it's pretty modern. The good thing about it, if you could get Leroy to step into this with us, they wouldn't have to put any money up front. They'd have it on the plan. They wouldn't be having to hire people to draw it and design it. We've already got that built into this. We could do it, and then what would happen is they could, if it's something they wanted specific, we could put it into it. So that gives them a leg up. Now, is there somebody else out there that might want one? I would say yes, probably so. And the reason I say that is because there's more people been interested. Since we found out we was going to get the grant, the people that's going to contract this has already said we have some people that's also interested. So, and I told them, I said, well, don't tell me nothing until we speak to the board. I said, because I want to go slow and easy so everybody understands what we're doing. And the thing about it is, I think we could pre-sell this building before we get to runway and in that period of time. And so, that being the avenue of approach that we try, that's what I'm presenting to the board. For y'all to make a decision on what you like to do, or what path you like to follow. But I think we have not a full year, but we got probably, well, it started in January, so we lost 2 months, but we got till January next year to make our mind up what we got to do, or at least until the next budget year, which will be 27, 28, which just really gives us about 14 months.
This is more for the money. Our match, we own the land, do we get value for that?
Okay, I asked that question too.
Mm.
Well, okay. The way you look at this thing, look at it 2 ways. Okay, they put a value on the land at $40,000 acre. Okay, so if you, and by the way, if you look at your requirements, how much you have to put into it, and how much you got to expand. I said, can you put that in cash in there? They said, no, I can't do it. I said, okay, I'm good with that. I said, but can we sell it? I said, can we decide we do it, but when we sell the building, we won't pay for our land? And she said, well, I don't say why not, John.
So we can make money back off of our.
You see what,
We control.
what I'm trying to say, what you control, you use, but you can't put it in for any kind.
It don't count for a match,
Right.
but once we sell the building, we can recoup our land costs.
Right. So you gotta think of it in a different way than
Yes.
you're doing this. And she told me that was true. Okay. But we can't put it in any kind. You can get it at the end, but you can't get it before is what I'm trying to say. So that's something you can think about too. So going forward, it's kind of what we got on this project, and anything I know or find out, I'll be glad to pass it to y'all. Anytime I find out I do, I'll be glad to do it. I didn't really want to proceed with the guys that's been pushing me, how we're gonna do this, what the board met, and we talked about it. I said, because you gotta understand something, this has to be a board commitment. They gotta go for it, and I don't want to speak ahead out of turn until I'm gonna do something.
as an idea, we're working, historically, we work with the mayor.
Okay.
And so we're not going to go out on sort of tangent to do something that's not in kind with what you guys want.
Well, we had to meet, Bobby, we had a real constructive meeting. The biggest concern they had was we gonna do it or not do it? And Bobby heard me tell them, I said, I can't tell you right now. I said, we're gonna have a meeting, we're gonna discuss it. I said, but from my point of view is, I said, the 5-year plan, and I told them, I said, we're not gonna do nothing for one solid year, except get our act together on how we're gonna do it. That gives us 4 years to complete this. Now, if Leroy steps up, or somebody steps up and buys that building, you take off. You don't even wait. We have the people that's already been working on this. We've already got to make deals with them to do this thing. We jump into it and go full steam.
We under new one.
But we want a contract, okay? And intent that they're gonna do something. And we're also gonna tell them they got to provide so many jobs. And that's what we're gonna do. And at the end, what the cost is gonna be, and they do gonna do it.
Kind of Leroy gonna finance it, you know?
I know the,
Probably some grant money out there.
well, TVA, the way they've been getting government money and grant money, I think they do pretty good at getting grant money. Matter of fact, they get about as good as anybody I know getting grant money. And if they step up to the state, they go again, it's all about jobs. And I know that Tracy's talked to them, and they've talked to Tracy, and it's all about that. And me and you both know, at that point, that's when Tracy comes back in and gets involved in the program, and then that's when we sit down and talk about apples and apples.
And she's the best.
She's good. She's real good.
She is absolutely
Right,
best.
she knows how to work the system, she knows who to go to, and she does it. So if you want to proceed in that avenue, then that's what we need to do.
So what do we need today? We need to approve the grant?
You need to approve the path forward you'd like to take, okay? And what that means is that you want to explore basically what I laid out and give ourselves 1 year to do this, and that gives us time to operate and do what we need to do.
I'd like to keep the motion kind of open, so it doesn't handcuff you to go in different directions if something like comes up. But knowing, like you just said, I think going forward is good for the city.
Well, after we got it, and I've had the conversation with people still listed in the building, I know there is interest in it, and it's gonna be a plus for them too, they're gonna get it cheaper cost, the state's gonna put money into it, okay? And they're gonna get that free, they're gonna get that, and it's just, you know, the cost of what, being $100 square foot, $50 square foot, big deal, they know that. But another advantage, caveat they have is, they can basically design this building what they live right now. And see, a lot of times you can't do that. You walk into a building, you gotta spend all that money to redo the utilities.
One time we ran into it where the support structure was in the way, one of the buildings we owned out there that, you know, it limited people because they had to have lines or whatever, and the way the structure was built, it didn't work for them. So that's what I was kind of asking about, is it better to have site ready or have building ready? I like the idea of building, especially if Leroy, maybe whoever, if they wanted, kind of let you know who else is out there jockeying for a building.
Was it CEC, I think that's what it's called, CEC, they've also told me they have to do this. But like I told them, I said, let's wait and see what the board decides. They want to name, they want to, I said, just have a meeting this week, and when we get ready, I'll call you back and say, okay, here we go, we're going forward with it.
How do we want to structure that, Ben? I mean, what are we wanting to say in this?
Mayor, were you of the opinion you would seek out someone to borrow the match money while they understand it correctly?
I'd rather take the point that we let somebody fund it and get into the building part with us. They get a fee for doing it, they get interest, but what it does, it takes us off the hook for borrowing money. They own the building, and the state, and by the way, they've already done this in Fayetteville, so this is not something new to them. In fact, that's how we found out that they're doing it this way, so it is a program that's out there, they do it. They really don't care. But we have our name on the hook for $2.5 million, but the bottom line is, these people are funding. You're really borrowing it, but you're not borrowing.
because they're taking the liability. And then once it's done, then you got to pay interest on it. So, to me, instead of pouring it money and take off it that way, not knowing how long this thing is gonna be, you'd be a lot better off with that person. Is that through the state or through an agency? That's agency, state has nothing to do with it.
And then like you take draws, incremental draws on that.
That's what you do. You do, just like when you do a max grant, and you spend so much, you gotta do it, they pay it, you don't pay it, so. And by the way, I apologize, I got the voice card, that we talked to on that. I'll give his card and we can talk to him some more, but we asked him point blank, he said it's something they do every day.
And all the interest then is back end loaded, you pay the interest on it, it accrues until you sell the building.
No. The minute this grant closes, you start paying interest on it. So if you ain't got it sold, you start paying interest on the money that they put into it. That's why they be sure that they don't lose anything, okay? You paying the interest.
But the interest doesn't start accruing until
Until the grant's closed.
that 5 year time horizon, or even 4 for us,
Well,
it gives us a lot of flexibility.
Nobody, well, the whole deal was, nobody wants to start paying interest when you start building something, okay? So they front end, or back end loaded this thing so you can do this thing. This is the process they do on other cities. Fayetteville is using, they showed us the rebuildings they've used them on the buildings they've done down there. And they haven't, they say every time they get a building done, it's already sold from the time they get through it. And, the one in Dyersburg, same way. It's sitting right beside one, another 100,000 square foot building right here, and maybe, at mile down the road, put another one. And by the way, it's down in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about it ain't even, it's unreal how far they got that thing set down.
That sounds like a great mechanism to fund that grant, and I asked for that.
Well, that's the reason I said we need this period of a year to work all the mechanics out, and what we need to do. And if we don't, we say we can't do it, turn the money back.
That's what I'm saying, but if we set the grant, we have 5 years to start the project.
We got 5 years to
Complete it, I'm saying, but I mean, 3 years from now, maybe just 2 years to still build out, so I'm saying, 3 years from now, we decide to
This
start.
building, and I put up no numbers, so what I did was, I sent the spec of this building to my contractor. And they built a building down here in the city. And I sent them, I said, the spec was in that sheet, I said, give me the cost of this building right here. Okay, he sent me back what it would cost
For the pad and.
no, he sent me the specs for the building, sitting here. The thing weighs 600 and something thousand pounds, okay? I mean, he had it all wrote down, and the freight was a lot of money in freight, okay, but to get it here. Okay, I don't know the exact numbers, but it was like $1,350,000 for the building and that. Then you had to put installation on top of that. I called the guy about an installation from, took the same specs to him, told him what I already had one, he sent that back to me. And then in the meantime, they sent me a email saying, we have a contractor in, Columbia, that will put this building up for, $1 million. Okay, $10 square foot. We'll do it. So, I think that's right, whatever it is, $10 square foot. Anyway, he said, they will come in and reg everything for that, if you're interested in that. So I put all the numbers together. This is gonna make you feel real bad. You could actually, if we didn't even fool with the state or anybody, we could build ourselves for under $3 million. Now, this one's sad, I just did. But because you got all this stuff put into it, all these fees, all this stuff the state puts into it, everybody's getting a piece of the pie, and it runs the cost of building up. So knowing that, whoever builds the building is still gonna get a good deal, because they can't build it and get the engineering done without spending a lot more money. Just the engineering on this thing is about $35,000-$40,000. So everything we have to do, so that's kind of what the big one.
North Philippi talked about a little earlier, there's a $2.2 million contingency budget line item in there, so anything that we don't spend in that, reduce the max and it's gonna
If
reduce.
you don't, by the way, if you don't spend, if they spend their 2.5 and you don't spend 2, you're only out 2. Nothing says you have to spend $2.5 million.
You've got to spend your percentage of the total bill.
When they got the fees, that has to be paid, and that's what it is. It's going to come out of your money. Not them, your money.
But a lot of fees though,
Well,
it's not a 50%, I mean, it's your construction's 95,000, 5,000 to us. So that's more about on them.
Professional fees, it was 190 to 200 on that particular line item as well. So.
and we don't know, CEC, the people, they haven't got involved in this, and they gonna charge some fees too, so. And that's the reason I didn't want to say something to them and get committed, if they think we're the only person they talk to, you can't do that, you can't lock yourself in it. And you have to say, we're gonna go out because, Orphan Lanham, which is in Ironburg, they would love to be in this building, and outfit that's down there, and then, put the one up in, Fayetteville, they like to be on this building, they've already done it before, so, everybody's done this before, they want to jump in and get it. Orphan Lanham was right there in Ironburg, and they actually went outside and bought, and got somebody else who was just cheaper. They didn't get it cleaned up, so, but they know how much they missed it by, so they might really want to go down a little bit to get the next job.
We can accept the grant, we're still not on the hook for it. I think we have a 5-year window before we have to put out, I understand the construction
Well,
timeframe.
you ain't got about a year, because you're gonna get committed, they gonna.
Yeah, I'm still saying that, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I'm saying we have that window to, before we even spend any money.
We need to just approve the grant as it's presented right here.
Yes.
And move forward in that way,
Yeah.
everything's open.
That's what I was getting to. I mean, earlier, I don't want to lose the grant just because it would cost us nothing unless we get committed to somebody and then jump forward. Okay.
And if they look at us favorably enough to offer us this type of grant, it being a new grant, it might not be.
There's a lot of, the Cody's credit, he put a lot into this, okay? And I went with him and went to Nashville to present this. There was probably 35 people in that room. When I say 35 people, there's probably about 25 agencies in that room. And every one of them had a vote to give us that, and we did. Now, there was 2 contenders there. We got the hall, we got to go first, they got to go second. But the big deal we have a sign ready.
Yeah.
The advantage we have over them, we had the sign ready. And I think that's why you see that, because usually that other $2.5 million is on back end of this thing, because if you're not site ready, I think
You gotta
that's
prep
why
the
they have a
site.
5-year deal, because you gotta go out to the site. And that thing, I don't know that, but in the conversation I heard and listened to what was said, that's the way I took it.
So we just need a motion to accept the grant. I'll make that motion. A motion by Philip.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Jeremy. Roll call, please, Kim.
Bobby Dyer,
Yes.
Rob Helms,
Yes.
Rick Odell,
Yes.
Jeremy Washburn,
Yes.
Philip Wood.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I would make the comment that once we get this going, I would like us to make a very concerted effort to try to push getting some kind of agreement from one of the industries that have shown interest in this.
I think that's the best way.
It's a mistake.
The biggest risk is going to be economic uncertainty over the next 4 or 5 years. If we can eliminate some of that, that would be a great thing.
Well, Leroy is wanting to, they're wanting to, I don't want to speak out. I deal with them all every day. I know what their intentions are. They're strapped to it all right now. They can't do anything. The building next door, they'd love to have an alien, but the problem, alien's got no ceilings, they can't put their foot in. They have to dig out the floor, there's a lot of that. If this building, which I talked to Marty about, if you design this, you go long, it takes a lot of stuff out, you have to go back in there, and don't want everyone to do it. And there's one other thing I want to tell you on here. I have a company, and this is their card, and I told them I'd let them know something today. It's called LL Construction Holdings. what they want to do is, there's a lot between where they call it boxes, and where the little shop that got built, there's 3 or 4 acre lot there, he wants to buy that lot, okay? And he want to know what they sell. Now, another company, that wants to buy that lot, that's went down by Turner Dairy, it's 3 acres right. If y'all want to sell it, you can come up with a price. You can deal with these people here, okay? So,
Would it be someone that would be a good addition to our park?
well, I know what the deal is, for the lot beside, Fox Factory is, they're gonna build one, they got a construction company, they're gonna build it, and the other side, they're gonna do manufacturing. And I'm really gonna tell you what the plans are, but if they come in and give me a long spiel, I just tell them one person. He said, that we want land and we want industrial park, they want to come, they want to be able to expand, and they want that size lot. The other one is the warehouse, I'll tell you what it is, and someone will put the warehouse, and I don't know what size, but I'm pretty sure it's 25,000, 30,000 square feet. And so that's what both pieces are, I don't know what I know, but I'll tell you, so I'm gonna give you that, and I guess that's about all I got.
You know, Turner Dairy, when they bought that land, they were supposed to be big, and it didn't develop what they told us it would be. And it's kind of so right in the industrial park.
Well, I know they had a deal with Ricky, the guy that put in a windows manufacturing facility there. That fell through, quite frankly, I don't think that they had to do all this stuff out. They had to, even have some unhappy customers. I think Ricky and Vicky back up on that. I talked to Ricky over the T-Dot the other day, and he told me that's what happened. I never did know what happened, but that's what he told me happened. And he's got 50,000 square foot building, and he cannot, he said, if I had another building like that, I'd fill it up. He does, because he has kind of a new thing, he has trucking in that, so he pulls stuff in one place and shelves it around for him all the time. And they want him to put up another building in Jackson, but he told me he wouldn't do that. He said, I want to do it. Okay, but anyway, that's all. And like I said, you just tell me what Patty's gonna go forward. Kathy's really good at numbers and running stuff, and Kim should be running the second, keeping notes, and so we can see our minutes and have record what we're doing and everything.
Got a rock star here on you.
I don't, and I apologize on this. Brian Williams, remember this? Brian sick, I can't find out, so that's a problem this one. Now, I've tried, but I haven't come up with anything
The next item on the agenda will be our last item, discuss approved Lexington Molding LLC equipment lease. And Ken, I'll let you lead us off.
Yeah, I've got the lease already, it's okay, it's standard stuff, this is equipment only, so it is paid personal property, there's no building for this. The only thing is on the attachment page for the equipment that we're paying, put that one there. So we don't know what we're being asked to pay yet, but I guess the mayor's working on that successfully. As far as the form, it's good to go. They know that.
Do we need to wait for that number? Yeah. It'd be a lot more comfortable when you what we were making. Yeah. So we have a motion to table. That's your motion. We got a motion by Rick, second by Bobby. Roll call, please, Kim.
Bobby Dyer,
Yes.
Rob Helms,
Yes.
Rick Odle,
Yes.
Jeremy Washburn,
Yes.
Philip Wood.
Yes. Any other discussion? Motion to adjourn. Second. All right. Motion adjourned by Jeremy, second by Phil. Just roll call. Bobby get on with it.
Bobby Dyer,
Yes.
Rob Helm,
Yes.
Rick Ogle,
Yes.
Jeremy Washburn,
Yes.
Philip Wood.